Welcome, however, to former Communications Minister Stephen Conroy from Melbourne. First of all, what's your reaction to this decision on rates by the Reserve Bank today? You're not in Europe. You are watching the cricket, though, but what's your reaction to the decision on rates?
Well, look, I think it's the only sensible decision that could be made. If you look at the inflationary figures for the last 5-6 months, what you see is inflation has massively come down. When we talk about the annualised number, it's still based on a whole bunch of high numbers from last financial or last calendar year. If you look at what's happening to inflation now, it actually shows that if the Reserve Bank had been stupid enough to put up interest rates again, they would have plunged us into a recession.
Well, we all expect Philip Lowe to lose his job in September. How successful do you think the government will be for setting him up as the scapegoat on all the rate rises?
Look, this isn't about setting him up for the rate rises. What the Reserve Bank have still not addressed is that they've got it wrong. Their modelling is wrong, their assumptions are wrong, and the way they are talking to the business community has clearly failed them, because the business community just constantly tell them there's massive wage outbreaks coming. Oh, bogeyman. But the problem is they've never turned up 10 years, and the Reserve Bank have kept wanting to believe those market soundings. So until the Reserve Bank changes the way it does business, this isn't just a Phil Lowe, he's been the public face, but the Reserve Bank at its core are getting it wrong.
All right, my colleague Olivia Casely reported a short time ago that her sources are telling her it'll be the head of finance, Jenny Wilkinson, who gets the job as Reserve Bank Governor to replace Philip Lowe. Can I get your reaction to that report?
Look, I've got no insight whatsoever on a possible replacement. I think a change is important. I think it needs to come from outside the bank because they have got too rigid in their thinking. They all agree with themselves, their own Reserve Bank little bubble. So I welcome anyone from outside the bank.
Do you know anything about Jenny Wilkinson? I know it's been a while since your time in government, but I wonder if you came across her as a bureaucrat.
No, look, I haven't been a minister since 2013, so opposition senators rarely get a chance to hobnob with the senior public servants. So I don't think we intersected in any meaningful way that I can remember.
Well, you know, all I can say about that is Canberra's a small place. Now, why do you think, in terms of the polls, the government has escaped blame so far for the cost of living crisis?
Well, I think Australians aren't suckers. I mean, just because the opposition now try and pretend that they care about the cost of living crisis. They were there for 9 years. They did nothing. They made it worse. And a lot of the settings that have led to the higher energy prices, that have led to the higher inflation, have all come because of government decisions previously. I mean, I am just gobsmacked at Angus Taylor's ability to stare into the camera with a straight face and talk about the amount of government spending going on. We've cut government spending from their high records. And he wants to keep trying to pretend there's only one side to apparently governments, which is spending, without ignoring the budget deficit, which is now going to be possibly the biggest surplus in history. So you've got a situation where the punters aren't mugs. They know the Liberals are still responsible for most of what's happening. As we go forward over the next 12, 18 months, I don't think, Albo and the gang will be able to blame as easily those going backwards.
Okay.
But I think they're getting the macro policy settings right.